to make content and go live, I had to go live because to get those thoughts out that just only come from a conversation. So, what is it? You know, I know that making content makes me feel more content. There's something about it that is like sort of at the height of uh, consciousness, because there's this rapport. If you really have something inspiring, I think we all have this. I have this, you have this to a certain degree. It's about talking, it's about speaking, it's about what's coming from the heart and being received by someone else. And it's sort of this most platonic, energetic exchange. You are putting out, you're having a conversation essentially with yourself or whoever you're with. For me, it happens to be myself. But I'm having a conversation with you. I'm having a conversation with the future. I'm one of the most, I think that one of the best ways to show love, to connect, to grow, one of the healthiest things in life is conversation. My friend Caleb Wyrick Green, he has this method he calls calm conscious conversation, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's having a one-to-one, having a real calm conscious conversation with someone who can exchange, get that rapport. You're vibing together, you're finding a way that like you connect the brainwaves, you understand what the other person is saying. It probably goes to some deep emotional parts, some memories, some other ideas. It unlocks things. But essentially, it's about you coming together and exchanging something, whether it's just sound waves or whether it's real magnetic energy that we don't have, that we may never have the instruments to measure. So I just wanted to come on and talk about what is that essence, that what is it that I've been afraid to say? Why have I'm so afraid to speak when it's just free? It's like I can flip on my phone and do something. Not that anybody's ever going to watch it, but if they happen to, it does make me content. It fulfills something deep within me. And I do love making polished content. I do love making content that is of the moment, or not just of the moment, but content that's evergreen and that's really polished and beautiful. But technology, so many things in life are getting where you can't, going live is the only thing that's organic anymore. Like everything is just becoming, you know, AI, computerized. It's being done by somebody else. It's being created. So I had to come on and just vibe with this idea, this understanding, this feeling we all have to speak to the world, to get in conversation with the world. We all want to speak. We all want to come. We all want to go live and be alive, right? And that's what all content in a way is about. Yeah, there's some information, but so much we're just trying to connect. We're trying to show love. We're trying to create hopefully a better world. Not everybody is going, but hopefully we can make content that is about creating a better world. And it's beautiful the way that I I grew up before the internet and seeing so much change, the ability to see so much of life and culture and understanding and ideas. It's really opened a lot of people up to so many things, but it still hasn't changed the systems. And I'm getting off topic because it's about conversation with the world. It starts with the self, then it extends to one other person, and then maybe a group of people, and then to some kind of conversation with the world where vibes are, uh, where you're putting something out that is resonant, that's channeled, that's speaking, not just talking. That's what people are looking for. That's what I'm looking for when I go out there. Yeah, I love the entertaining stuff. I love so much of it, but I'm also constantly looking for some real authenticity, some like aliveness that is that inspires me, It's not calculated to be some kind of thing. Now everything is like it's over. The computer can do everything except this. And I want to celebrate that. I want to stick to this. And this is the technology that is the best, the most authentic and organic and beautiful and simple, really simple conversation with others. It's one of the most healthy things you could do. Go have a walk and a conversation with somebody. That is one of the most healthy things you could do for yourself, even for the world. You're going to be out there on the streets making things safer, preventing crimes, helping people, picking up trash. I know you will. You know, you're going to be having a conversation with as much of the world as possible, but consciously and calmly. To go back to Caleb's example, calm, conscious conversation. That's the method of interacting with the world on an authentic, love-based level. Mm. Making content makes us content. That's why we do it. That's why people want to, that's why we create. You know, this is art and conversation and consciousness all stacked on top of each other. Thank you so many people for coming on here. I did write this book called The Curve with 2 U's, and it's on Amazon, and it's a wonderful book, and you know, I've got to admit I only sold like a couple hundred copies. I thought it was going to make me, you know, maybe rich and famous, and I worked years and years on it, and then life got away from me. So it's been out for like 9 months, and The Curve is this idea in nature that is found in nature where the way that everything works is it kind of ramps up. It takes a while to get traction, something to learn something new, let's say like a new skill. You have to be consistent with it, and you have to grow with it. And over time, it gets easier, it gets better, it gets more fun, and it gets more rewarding. And eventually, the gains just grow and grow and grow. And this works in every area of life. Yeah, finances, business, but love, relationships, conversation, you know, consciousness in a way, you know, knowledge, learning itself, not to mention new skills and things like that. So The Curve is this idea about life and nature that I found and that helped my life so much. And now you know, I have business, I have a family, I have things that I do. I'm inside my RV bus that I made that we travel in, and I've got an awesome life. Really, really love it, and I would love to just be an author and a writer and talk about consciousness and The Curve all the time, but that hasn't happened yet. So, but making content is a beautiful thing. You know, it's it feels it's good to consume it and to create it, but you want to have a balance. And I hope that anybody seeing this is inspired to create more, to do more, to speak more, to be in calm, conscious conversation with others, and take your life to the next level in from within, from within, starting in here and then going to without. Grow yourself, become more, have those conversations. And what is it that makes you content? Like, I know, I guess I gotta explain it a little further. And even for myself, I think I got ahead of myself in the beginning, and I'm almost done here. But there's the conversation, the content creation that I'm talking about, that I'm doing right now, is conversation that I'm having right now. It's like on a higher level of evolution. I'm not saying that to brag or say something about me. I'm just saying that it's something that obviously You have to, we have to, I have to be well fed and balanced and in a place that's safe and secure and you can hear me well enough to relate to you to and to be at this level where I'm having a higher level conversation. And you too, if you're consuming this on whatever level you are, you have to have that consciousness be in that space of understanding, of awareness, of focus, of attention to consume and to have this conversation with me and be a part of the conversation. So it's not some basic level thing, you know, making content, having conversations, especially just live organic content. What is it that you're bringing value to people's lives with? What is it that you're teaching or you're sharing that really has an impact and is has an impact on you and has an impact on you and resonates and has a way of connecting between the two? That's what we're all looking for. That's what we want. That's why YouTube is amazing and has been. You know, I've seen the growth the whole time. I've been so paying attention to too much. I love this format. I love the whole internet is incredible because when I was young, we only had a couple dozen famous people and people who you could listen to. You know, if you know, maybe on the side you could buy some tapes of people who were saying some other things, and those tapes are burned in my head because we didn't have the kind of content and we didn't have the kind of ability to make content personally. We didn't have the ability to speak to the world and to each other this easily, this authentically, this you know, creatively. And I'm not doing anything creative today. I'm just sitting here talking, and I want to produce more great content that you know, has something in it that people really want to, you know, that's more visually stimulating or something like that. That's more polished. But I'm finding that and the overtaking of technology is just, you know it. I don't need to say it. I don't even need to get into it. All the conversations are being had out there, and I'm, yeah, I'm worried, but also I'm just, it's it's pushing me to go back to basics in all the ways in life, and so I have gone back to the most clean, conscious diet and exercise routines and work routines and play with my family. And it's, you know, I think it's that maybe it's evolution's bold leap backward in some way for some of us who are choosing instead of to just try to dominate the world now that we can, like, we're just, whether it's the environment or whether it's our own lives, we're pushing it too hard. There was a picture of Earth taken today, I think, or last night from the International Space Station. And they showed a picture of it. Go look it up from 50 years ago to today and look at what our planet looks like. Really, really look at what the planet looks like, because we're we're in rough shape. We're headed in a really poor direction, but we've turned a lot of things around. Humanity has done a lot of amazing things just in the last 100 years. In my own lifetime, I'm 45. So many things that I've seen change for the better. Culturally, you know, even environmentally, we've cleaned up a lot of things, and there's the potential. Maybe there will be some golden age for a little while of technology, like there has been for quite a while. But still, the most important things, the best things in life are free, and the most important things that you're going to find in life are going to be, they're going to be organic. They're going to be in person. They're going to be IRL or something close to it. So I hope that you find a way to live authentically and and finding your own path and having your own conversations for um, wellness, for the expansion of your own consciousness. And make content, whatever that content is, because beautiful, organic, like personal, natural thing you can do with content creation is conversation. And I hope that you find healing conversations and find healing in conversations and conversate and heal. And thank you, commenters and stuff, for saying hi and hoping that my book does awesome. That's right. Thank you. My I've got energy for this again, and I'm gonna make more content, and maybe while I'm traveling in the bus or some other way. But I'm gonna make more content, and it's gonna pop off. That's right. It's gonna pop off. Be well.